It has been a while, hasn't it, since you've heard my voice, but hello everyone, I am Joseph Willows, your FF2M commentator, and yes, I am back commentating this. I apologise for the last couple of meetings for not doing commentary. The reason for that, as some of you may know, my Macintosh packed up on me and I was unable to do any commentary, but now it has been fixed, I am back to doing commentary. And we are here at Francorchamps for what is the third to last meeting of the 2014 FF2M season. As you can see from the last couple of weekends that I've missed, here are your current winners at the moment. Obviously Thomas Gonzalez and Shell Pick both winning last time out at Budapest. It has led to Thomas Gonzalez now having a 25-point cushion ahead of Shell Pick in the Drivers' Championship, followed by the two Willowses with Stoffel Van Dorn in third and Esteban Ocon 8 points behind him in fourth. So here we are at Francorchamps, and as you can see, here is the track map that's just come up on your screen. We are using the 2001 version of Francorchamps, as you can tell with that bus stop chicane that is on the track map. We've got 10 laps for the sprint race and 25 laps for the feature race. Now, what makes this highlights interesting is that you're going to get both races today. So we're going to kick things off with the feature race, and then we're going to go straight to the sprint race straight afterwards. So you're going to get both races in this one, so something a little bit different this time around. As you can see, once again, another great shot of the Ardennes Forest here at Francorchamps, and hopefully we'll be in for an exciting two races here for FF2M. So here is your grid then for the feature race here at Francorchamps. It is Fabio Lima who takes pole position from teammate Thomas Gonzalez in second as the Spaniards lock at the front row. Shell Pick is in third with Stoffel Van Dorn fourth. Cooper Lee will start in fifth with Antonio Felix da Costa in sixth. Then comes Esteban Ocon who will start in seventh with Suzuki Yoshida in eighth. Alexander Rossi is in ninth with Max Verstappen in 10th. Gencho Chi will start in 11th with Daniel Kvyat in 12th. Felipe Nasr in 13th. Benjamin Pryor, who made his debut at the second meeting, is in 14th. Marcus Ericsson is 15th with Pascal Wehrlein in 16th. Pierre Gasly is 17th with Max Chilton in 18th. Nicholas Latifi will start 19th with Naoki Yamamoto in 20th. Will Stevens in 21st, and in 22nd and last will be the horizon of Sergei Sirotkin. So there is the grid then for the feature race here at Spa. 2.4 seconds covers the whole pack for today's feature race. That was what qualifying showed us, and it's going to be a very interesting race. Will Thomas Gonzalez get another victory? Could Fabio Lima hold on to him at the start? Well, we're going to find out as we are now on the grid now for the start of the feature race here at Francorchamps. 3 lights, 4 lights, and now 5 lights are on, and we get ready, and we are underway for the feature race here at Francorchamps. And it seems to be a good start from Lima, who seems to get away well. But don't forget, Gonzalez might have a lot more grip running outside, and he's going to use it to his advantage. And he's taken it. Thomas Gonzalez takes the lead here at the feature race at Francorchamps. Van Dorn gets himself up into third. He's had a good start from 4th position on the grid as they make their way now up towards Oruz and Radion now. Then for the first time today, we could see a lot of action through this corner. Maybe even a few crashes here. Coming out of the exit now, Van Dorn lining up Lima for a possible pass down at the Kemmel Straight. Here comes Van Dorn now then, looking to the inside. Is he going to get P2 from the Swiss driver? Down the inside goes the Belgian. Is this P2 for Stoffel Van Dorn? Yes, it is. Up into second place goes Mr. Stoffel Van Dorn, and he's now split the two Spaniards as a result. Now can he go after Thomas Gonzalez, who currently leads this race after taking the lead from his teammate at the start? We look now at Gonzalez, who makes his way around the long turn 8. Very easy to understeer the car due to the fact that it goes downhill, so very easy to make a mistake. Now coming down to the Jackie X corner. This used to have no name, this corner, but now it's named as the Jackie X corner, turn 9. Now they make their way down towards Pouon now then for the first time today. Meanwhile, we've got a battle going on behind. This is Ocon attacking Nasr for V6. Can he get him into Pouon? No. Nasr closing the door there, as Nasr at the same time trying to line up Cooper Lee for a pass for P5 as we're making our way now then down towards turns 12 and 13 on the track. And as you can see, Van Dorn starting to get a little bit away now from Fabio Lima. The gap currently 0.6 seconds between Gonzalez and Van Dorn. Let's see if that will change throughout the lap, or maybe at the end of this sector that they're coming up to. As now they make their way towards Blanchimont now then for the first time today. As they make their way through this right-hander. Meantime, this battle's still going on. Nasr trying to have a look at Cooper Lee, not going to try and work out. Ocon tried to sneak his way through there, but he didn't quite make that one work out. Now they approach the bus stop chicane. We're probably going to see most of the overtaking, and Nasr's going to try and do it. Down the inside he goes on Lee, and that is P5 for the Brazilian. Felipe Nasr up into P5. Antonio Felix da Costa now finding himself in this battle himself as they make their way out of that chicane. Verstappen down in 10th position. Not great so far for the teenage Dutchman. More side-by-side action going on there. That looked like Yoshida leader getting past there on Rossi, as now they make their way through the chicane. Chilton, well, I say Chilton, it's Ericsson who's bringing up the rear. He's way down at the back of the field. Something must have happened to the Swede at the start of the race to be all the way down at the back, and we're going to now take a look at the replay to see what happened. Look at all that side-by-side action they're having down at Kemmel Straight on the first lap, and as you can see, Marcus Ericsson locking up there. There might have been a bit of contact. I think somebody else went off there as well, I just about saw, but that's why Ericsson's now down last. Now Ocon on the inside of Lee, and that's P6 for the Frenchman, so up into 6th place goes Esteban Ocon, disposing of Cooper Lee. Now Antonio Felix da Costa will like a P7, as Ocon meantime now starting to line up Felipe Nasr now potentially for a pass for P5. Da Costa on the inside of Cooper Lee, and that's P7 for the Portuguese driver, so up into 7th place goes Antonio Felix da Costa, as in front, Ocon now. Ocon going onto the inside of Nasr. Is this going to be P5 for him? And that's a beautiful move at the beginning of P1. And up into P5 goes Esteban Ocon in the Willows Junior car, as they now make their way up towards turns 12 and 13 here on the second lap of this feature race. And so coming around the left hand, we go. Does Ocon now potentially have the pace to catch up to his fellow compatriot Shell Pick? We'll have to wait and see on that. Gonzalez opening up a bit of a lead now between himself and Van Dorn. It's up to 1.2 seconds between the pair of them. Cooper Lee now trying to attack Da Costa back into the bus stop chicane. Can he retake 7th from the Portuguese driver? He definitely can. Cooper Lee back up into 7th position, as Da Costa now has, I can't quite tell who that is, but either way, Gasly now trying to take 9th place, but I believe that might be Gento Chi. He's trying to take the place off now that I think of it. Gasly now on the inside of Cheese. It's going to be P9 for Gasly, and yes it is, up into P9 he goes now then in the Red Bull liveried car, as they make their way out of Lecumbe now then. For what will be the third time today. Now Ocon starting to line up his fellow compatriot now. This is the battle for 4th position, where Ocon potentially line him up into the bus stop chicane for P4 now then. He's right in the slipstream. He's going to go to the inside. Pick thought about defending him, and Pick looking like he could defend him. Careful boys through the chicane. Pick having to go a little bit straight on at that chicane there, cutting a little bit there, and that's how he's able to fend off from Ocon at this point in time, as they're working their way down towards La Source. Now then, the first corner of the track to start another lap. Meantime, Van Dorn still keeping the gap consistent between himself and Gonzalez. Still 1.2 between the top two at this point in time, as they make their way down towards Eau Rouge and Radion. Meantime, in the background there, I think Gasly will be fending off from Chi again, as now Ocon on the inside of Pick, but again, Pick just able to fend him off for the meantime. Da Costa now then going on the inside of Cooper Lee now then, and he retakes 7th place. So these two still swapping positions at this point in time, as Lee's teammate Pierre Gasly will now fancy a chance to get himself into the points if he can, as through the long corner there goes. Now Ocon finally getting by on Shell Pick, and that's P4 for Esteban Ocon. So both Willows is now finding himself in the top 4, as we now turn our attention back to this battle for 7th between Da Costa, Lee and Gasly, as Da Costa again fending off. Oh, he's locked up, and Lee takes full advantage of that and retakes P7 with ease there, as there's contact now between Da Costa and Lee, and that's allowed Gasly to get through. Very sneaky from that team there. Maybe some interesting tactics going on at that team there, as now Gasly looking to the inside of his own teammate Cooper Lee. Is this going to be P7 for the Frenchman? I think he might get the move done, and he does get the move done. That's P7 for Pierre Gasly, as making their way out of Lecumbe. Now we're at the mandatory pit stop stages, and as you can see from the indication on the bottom left, Thomas Gonzalez is coming into the pits, this time by the current championship leader, who's been on a roll this season, hence why he will be moving to FF2M next season, as Gonzalez goes straight on and into the pit lane he go. Probably one of the most unique pit lane entrances, in my opinion, that Spa-Francorchamps has ever had. Stoffel Van Dorn, meantime, has stayed out. He's not coming to the pits, so he will stay out to do another lap, as Gonzalez's mechanics get to work on his car. It's a 5.6 second stop for the Argentine, as meantime, you can just see there on the right, Ocon is starting to close up now on Fabio Lima, so we could have a battle for what would be a provisional 3rd position. Obviously it won't be 3rd for the moment, because of course we've just seen Gonzalez, who's just rejoined behind this battle. In fact, he rejoins in 4th position, but that will be the battle for 3rd once Lima and Ocon pit, and of course Van Dorn, let's not forget that as well. Meantime, Kvyat now then on the inside of Pierre Gasly, as there's contact there. Kvyat and Gasly go off the track. Can he just avoid the wall? Oh no! Kvyat's been collected. He's lost his rear wing. He's going to have to pit. I'm not sure who collected him there, but someone did, and it was Genjo Chi in the AJ car. Genjo Chi has lost his front wing. He was the one that collected Kvyat as he rejoined. A bit of a dangerous rejoin there from Kvyat there, but it did seem that Gasly had just come into the pit. Kvyat tried to take advantage, and unfortunately contact was inevitable at the beginning of Eau Rouge. Now Gonzalez not wasting any time trying to get by on Ocon. Ocon hasn't pitted, of course. Gonzalez has. Gonzalez is on the fresher rubber as they now make their way towards the bus stop chicane. Maybe Ocon is trying to do his teammate Stoffel Vandoorne a favour, but it's not worked out there because he's locked up. So has Lime. In fact, all three of them locking up into that chicane there. As Stoffel Vandoorne is now into the pit, so chaos at that chicane, but Gonzalez managed to get himself ahead of Ocon, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets by on Lime pretty soon. In fact, it's actually just as Vandoorne was coming into the pit, so Gonzalez is just going to stay ahead, but look at this, Vandoorne is not far behind, although he is going to be side by side with Ocon, so Ocon is ahead, so not really ideal for the Belgian, as the two Spaniel cars now fighting out for the lead. Ideally, Gonzalez would prefer it if Lima just let him by, considering that Lima hasn't pitted yet. Ocon will be pitting at the end of this lap. Gonzalez now on the inside of Lima. It seems that the Argentine will have to do it the hard way as they make their way in towards the Coombe, and Gonzalez retakes the lead there as Chi and Latifi, we just saw there, comes into the pits. Vandoorne still hasn't got by on Ocon, so not sure what's going on in the Willows camp right now. But anyway, Gonzalez now taking the lead. Now he's got two cars between himself and Stoffel Vandoorne. There's Vandoorne now on the inside of Ocon, but it doesn't matter anyway because Ocon is going straight into the pits. Now Vandoorne starting to line it up on Fabio Lima, who still hasn't come into the pits yet. So he's staying out for a little bit longer as Ocon, as we just mentioned, is now in the pits himself. He'll be looking to try and get the jump on Lima if he can and potentially get a double podium for Willows. It does appear like it has been a battle this season. It has been between Spaniel and Willows, although despite the fact that Pick is also involved in the Drivers' Championship fight, it seems in the teams it's been a close fight between Spaniel and Willows so far this season. As now down the Camel Straight, will Vandoorne get the move done on Fabio Lima? Down the inside goes the Belgian. Is this going to be P2 for Vandoorne on the inside into Lacombe? And yes, it will be. Vandoorne up into second place. Nearly went a little bit deep there, but he's just able to hold off Lima and gets himself into second place. Now, he does have more fresher tyres than what Gonzalez does. Can he catch up that deficit? It's 3.7 seconds at the moment. We will keep an eye on that as we are getting close to the halfway point of the race now. Now we're riding on board with one of the AJ cars. I believe it is Gencho Chi. It is a Chinese flag on top of his helmet, and he gets through past one of the STV racing cars. I'm going to presume that would be Max Chilton, because we just saw Benjamin Pryor coming to the pits there, so he's just got by on Pryor. Of course, Chi lost his front wing a little bit earlier. Contact there between Ocon and Pick there, and Ocon didn't get the jump on Pick, and now he's lost a lot more time because of that. Meantime, Lima's just coming to the pits. Oh, careful, boys! There's contact between Ocon, and Ocon's on a huge crash. Ocon sideways on his car, and that is a huge accident for Esteban Ocon, and he is out of the race. What's happened to Lima as well? As he crashed out as well, and I can't see Lima's car anywhere. Yes, Lima is out as well, so both Ocon and Lima are out of the race. Let's have a look at the replay. So it was once again this pit exit. It was the same thing that happened with Kvyat and Gasly a little bit early on, except with more severe consequences. As you can see, Ocon was trying to take advantage of the fact that he was trying to jump Lima a little bit earlier on. I meant Lima earlier, not Pick, as there was the contact there and a huge accident there, and well, I hope Esteban Ocon is okay from that huge accident there, and Lima, I hope he's okay as well, because that was also a huge accident on his end as well. But a big crash up at Eau Rouge. And, well, if it wasn't for that contact that Ocon had with Pick a little earlier, who knows? Maybe he could have got the job done. It's Gonzalez is off! Gonzalez is off! Where's Vandoorne? There's Vandoorne! And Vandoorne's taken the lead! Stoffel Vandoorne leads here at Belgium in his home race. Vandoorne takes the lead of the feature race at his home race as Gonzalez makes a huge mistake at Stavlo. And Vandoorne, for probably in the millionth time I've said this, is now leading the races. We're now onto the final lap. And how costly could that have been for Gonzalez? He's gifted the win to the home favourite, and Stoffel Vandoorne is going to win the feature race here at Spa-Francorchamps. What a race here. Fantastic from Stoffel Vandoorne. He did get lucky with that mistake from Gonzalez, but he took advantage, and Vandoorne wins in front of his adoring fans. And here is your result then. Vandoorne winning by over 8 seconds ahead of Gonzalez, Pick in third, Da Costa fourth, Lee in fifth, Yoshida in sixth, Nasser in seventh, and Gasly rounding out the points in 8th position there then. Gonzalez getting the fastest lap of the race with a 1:55.654. And wow, what a race there. I'm still trying to get my breath after that huge accident that happened earlier on. And wow, that was very, very huge indeed. But we need to shift focus now away from the feature race, because we're now going to cross over to the sprint race. And here is the grid for the sprint race. As a result of the top 8 being reversed, it is Pierre Gasly who now finds himself on pole position, from Felipe Nasr in 2nd. Asuki Yoshida will start in 3rd, with Cooper Lee in 4th, Antonio Fitzdacosta 5th, Shelpick in 6th, Thomas Gonzalez in 7th, with the feature race winner Stoffel Van Dorn in 8th, Will Stevens in 9th, and Max Verstappen in 10th position. Because there's no pit stops, we shouldn't fear about the pit lane exit on this occasion, unless somebody has a mechanical failure during this race. But I think we should be okay from Eau Rouge crashes this time. Naoki Yamamoto in 11th, with Benjamin Pryor in 12th, Daniel Kvyat in 13th, with Alexander Rossi 14th, Marcus Ericsson in 15th, Max Chilton 16th, Gencho Chi 17th, Nicholas Latifi in 18th, with Sergei Sirotkin in 19th, Esteban Ocon in 20th, with Pascal Wehrlein in 21st, and Fabio Lima in 22nd and last. Who is going to lead going into La Source, as the 5 lights are now on, and we are underway for the sprint race here at Spa-Francorchamps. And who's going to get the jump into the first corner? Remember, there's a bit of an advantage with grip around the outside. Can Nasr do the same thing, as there's contact between Nasr and Lee there, and as a result it might give Gasly still the lead as they go down the hill towards Eau Rouge. But no, Nasr just has the edge, and Nasr takes the lead here at the sprint race at Spa-Francorchamps, as Lee now trying to attack his own teammate for 2nd position. They make their way through the daunting Eau Rouge corner now, and some side-by-side action going on there between Yoshida and Gonzalez. Gonzalez getting up to 5th, a great start for him, as now we run on with Pierre Gasly. He's now trying to find a way through on Felipe Nasr. Can he take the lead in the AJ car side by side to go? Oh, sorry, not the AJ car, but Danny inside to go, and Gasly takes the lead as Yoshida's in 4th position. There's more contact. Gonzalez has lost 2 places, but it's only 1 now, because Pick has been pushed off, and a little bit more argy-bargy going on there. A little bit of contact with Van Dorn, I think. Van Dorn just avoids it, but Pick now drops to 8th as a result. DaCosta in 5th, Gonzalez 6th, and yesterday's winner Van Dorn just 1 place away from the points in 7th position. But it is Gasly who leads from Nasr in 2nd. Nasr currently in a sandwich with 2 teammates at the moment. Lee trying to make it a 1-2 if he can, as he's on the back of Nasr. Yoshida not far behind himself as they make their way down towards Pouon now. Then Gonzalez trying to line up DaCosta for a pass down into Pouon if he can. Coming out of that corner now then. He's also dragging along Van Dorn as well. As you just saw, the Nasr going a bit defensive there. Lee trying to attack him through turns 12 and 13 we go now then. And it says 18 laps on there, so it was a bit of a graphic error there. You just saw there with 10 laps earlier on. So clearly bit of issues there with AJ's graphics today. Hopefully you don't see that. But anyway, going around the right-hander now then, heading through towards Blanchimont is now Van Dorn, trying to look on the inside now then of Gonzalez as we cut away to the front of the field. I don't think Van Dorn got the move done on Gonzalez that time. By can Lee try and make a move on Nasr into the bus stop chicane? No, he's going to remain single file behind him, as now Van Dorn trying to attack Gonzalez for P6, and there you go, Van Dorn now into the points. Gonzalez out of the points, he goes a bit wide and now puts himself into the clutches of Shelpick as we have a look at a replay of what happened with Lima and Ocon. Don't say they hit each other again. Oh, not again, lads, but this time it looks like they may have avoided a big crash, although they're still making contact. And, well, seems these two still have some unfinished business after what happened in the feature race last time. DaCosta getting very late on the brakes there, has to miss the chicane as he gets by on Yoshida there. A little bit of a cheeky move there from the Portuguese driver, but it's P4 nonetheless for DaCosta, unless Yoshida can get him back down into the source. He's going on the outside. Can the Japanese driver get the move done? Nope, DaCosta just fends off as Van Dorn was fending off again from Gonzalez. Contact between Yoshida and DaCosta. Yoshida goes around, DaCosta's around, and that's 3 positions for Van Dorn and Gonzalez, and the pack behind as well, including Pick and Verstappen. Verstappen now finds himself 1 place away from the points. Rossi also gained from that as well. Now, we look at Nasr, who's on the back of... no, this is not Nasr, sorry. This is Shelpick, who is on the back of Gonzalez. Now then, can he get P5 from the Argentine? He's going to try and break that a little bit later into the bus stop. And that's P5 for Shelpick, so a position gain for him. Gonzalez now will find himself in the clutches of Max Verstappen as they now end their lap 3, I should say. As Verstappen fancying his chances now on Gonzalez after what was a tricky feature race for him yesterday. As meantime, we got the two SVTV Racing boys. Don't say they hit each other, and they do. And James Brickles is not going to be happy about that one, as Chilton and Pryor make contact at Lacombe. There's a spin there. Is it one of the Lavazza cars? Is that Nicholas Latifi who's gone for a spin? It is Nicholas Latifi. Latifi has gone for a spin. Let's see what happened. And that was a weird line he took there. He went very wide indeed, and as a result, went completely off the track. Also going off the track there was on the STV Racing cars. As we look now then at Benjamin Pryor going up through Eau Rouge, and he's got understeer. He's gone up and he's spun into the wall, and out of the race goes the Welshman Benjamin Pryor, and back on the track as well. So hopefully the marshals can clear that one out of the way as quick as possible, as luckily there that was, I can't remember, I don't know which one that was, but it wasn't Rossi. His teammate luckily didn't get involved. There's a big lock up there for Stoffel Van Dorn as he was trying to find a way through on Cooper Lee. And now he's gone wide, and he's gone for a spin. Van Dorn spins, and Pick has been caught behind him. And here comes Gonzalez and Verstappen to pick up the pieces. Gonzalez and Verstappen move up to 4th and 5th, and that is a disaster for the home favourite. But here is Pierre Gasly running the final chicane, and he's going to win the sprint race here at Spa-Francorchamps. A brilliant performance from the Frenchman. He takes the victory here at Spa-Francorchamps in the sprint race. A fantastic performance from the OLM Racing driver, that is for sure. Here are your final results then. Pierre Gasly taking the victory from Felipe Nasr in 2nd, Cooper Lee in 3rd, Thomas Gonzalez 4th, with Max Verstappen in 5th, and Shell Pick rounding out the points in 6th position. Van Dorn obviously missing out on points after that mistake, dropping to 7th position. Van Dorn even getting the fastest up as well with a 1:55.824 here in the sprint race at Spa-Francorchamps. So a great result there indeed. Chilton getting up to 11th actually, despite that bit of contact he had with his teammate Benjamin Pryor a little bit earlier in the race. But now here is the championship. As you can see now, Gonzalez has a healthy 30-point cushion at the top, ahead of Van Dorn and Pick, who are both tied for 2nd position. Van Dorn getting in front because he has more wins than Pick, I believe. Cooper Lee in 4th, with Yoshida in 5th, tied with Ocon and Lima as well. The two enemies from this weekend, it must be said, at Eau Rouge. Da Costa in 8th, Verstappen down to 9th, Ericsson in 10th. Teams Championship, Spaniel also have a 30-point lead ahead of Willows, with Gajera in 3rd, Liquid Target are in 4th, with OLM Racing in 5th. So there you go then, that has been the FF2M coverage here at Spa-Francorchamps. I hope you enjoyed it. Two very excitable races, and we are getting closer to the end of the season. Next time out for the FF2M boys will be at Monza. But until then, I have been Joseph Willows. Will we crown a champion at Monza with Thomas Gonzalez? We'll have to wait and see. But until then, I've been Joseph Willows, and I'll see you there.